What is up? What is up? This is your host, Rafael Barlow from NBA Draft Junkies. I wanted to talk about my top 15 players that I want to watch. I guess you can call this my watch list. It's not my big board. It's not my mock draft, but it is 15 guys that I'll be paying close attention to this basketball season. And let's just get started. Duke's AJ Grifin is another player that I want to see. Grifin, like Jang in a sense, has missed a lot of time due to injuries. There's not a lot of film on him either, but the film that I have watched, I've seen like this stocky, powerful guard who I've seen some comparisons to Jimmy Butler. He's someone that could end up being a top 5 pick. I've seen him ranked as high as a top 5 player. I think that he's very versatile. You can kind of tell that he's a coach's son or the son of a former player. He has a different level IQ. He's not raw. He's under control. And he's someone that, one, I want to see him finish the season healthy. From, just based off of everything that I've seen and watched, that he's a good kid. And but staying healthy has been his issue. And also I want to see like his jump shot, if he's an efficient jump shooter. I don't see him as an explosive athlete with like this lightning quick first step. I want to see if that has an impact on his game. Again, if he is the next Jimmy Butler, then I guess you don't really have anything to worry about, because nobody really considers Jimmy Butler like this super explosive athlete. But I think what separates Butler, what allows him to make up for lack of great athleticism, is he has a ridiculous work ethic and he's just tough. I mean, he's just mentally tough. So if AJ Grifin ends up being a Jimmy Butler, then that is a win for Duke, and that's, puts him in position to have a great NBA career. So AJ Grifin is another player that I'm looking to watch, but he's not even he's not even the player on Duke that I really want to see the most. So stay tuned for that. The next player that is on my list that I'm very curious to see is Caleb Houstan. Houstan played for Canada this summer at the under-19s, very highly touted, comes from a great high school program. And I just want to know how he's going to play with Juwan Howard in that system at Michigan. He is a guy that I think is very versatile, does a lot of things well. At this point, I don't know what is the particular skill set that he's going to be able to hang his hat on other than being versatile. So I'm just curious to see if there's a particular skill set that stands out, if he ends up being like a lights out shooter. And I just want to see how he, performs at Michigan and in the Big Ten. The Big Ten is, a physical league. It's probably not the most visually pleasing basketball league if you're looking for, entertainment. But yeah, I just want to see how he plays in the Big Ten. All right, coming in at number 8 on the list is one of my favorite players personally. It is Montero. I've had a chance to watch him play live. I saw him play at Basketball Without Borders in 2020 in Chicago. And just kind of a side note, who knew that the world would change like a month later? NBA All-Star Weekend in Chicago is one of like the last major basketball events in the world how we knew it. So everything kind of changed probably less than 3 weeks after that. But I was at the Basketball Without Borders event, and in my opinion, I thought Montero was the best player there. He was the most impressive in my eyes. And in this particular camp, Josh Giddey was there. And we all know that Josh Giddey had a strong year for Adelaide 36ers in Australia. Ended up being the 6th pick in the draft, which was pretty surprising. But overall, I still thought Montero was the best player in that draft. I was such a big fan of Montero's game that I even made a video and broke down film and sent it to an agent on why I felt like he should have put his recruiting efforts into signing Montero. He ended up signing with Bill Duffy, and I think he switched to Rich Paul since then. He went on to play in Spain for Gran Canaria. Now he is back stateside because he played briefly in the EYBL team, in the EYBL for a team out of Florida. Put up ridiculous numbers. I want to say he played like the under 15s or something like that, or 15U. Left for, I think he went back home to Dominican Republic, went to Spain. Now he's stateside playing for overtime. And just overall, overtime elite. This whole league is something that I'm looking forward to seeing. I'll be paying close attention to what goes on there because I have my concerns about the league. You know, part of me feels like it's going to be like glorified AAU basketball. Like they're going to have to find a way to really sell the program because they're competing with the G League and the Blue Bloods and then even Australia. So I wonder if their target audience is younger kids and they already got like the bright colors in the uniforms. Then I wonder, is it going to be really structured or is it just going to be up and down? So I think it may be tough to evaluate some of the guys in that league. And I'm just saying this just early on. I could be totally wrong. I had some questions about the G League last year because I felt like they have to have the guys succeed. You have to have Jalen Green's stock stay the same or not get better. Same thing with Jonathan Kuminga, because I felt like if their stock plummeted, then it really hurts the G League as a whole. So I have the same feeling about Overtime Elite, but Montero is a guy that's not going to pass the eye test. He's maybe 6'2", 6'3", maybe 170 pounds. Similar to Trae Young in a sense that not going to pass the eye test, but man, he can put the ball in the basket. He's an improved passer. He just has a great feel for putting the ball in the bucket. I mean, he's smooth. Smooth operator, not super explosive athlete, but has floaters, can score off the dribble, and just has the offensive creativity that I love and I can be a little bit biased towards. So G Montero comes in at number 8 on my watch list. Now at number 7, it is Peyton Watson from UCLA. Watson, I thought looked pretty good at the under-19s. He is an oversized ball handler. I think that he is a point guard. I think that's the position that he's best at. But he doesn't shoot the ball particularly well. And then if he's playing off the ball as a wing, I wonder how does that affect the gravity of the offense, because he is a good athlete, high motor, quick first step, can get in the paint, is a reluctant shooter, and even at the under-19s, I thought like he was overpassing, but I think that he can be a weapon as like an oversized point guard or ball handler that you put in pick and rolls, because he has the speed and the athleticism to put tremendous pressure on defenses, and then he also has the court vision and the passing instinct. So what I'm looking forward to seeing is his jump shot, if he's improved over the summer, and actually what position does he play, because I think that he's best suited to be a point, but he may end up playing the wing. So that is why I have Peyton Watson as number 7 on my watch list. At number 6, I have Nikola Jovic from Serbia. Jovic is, another one of these Serbian skilled playmakers. I mean, we got Nikola Jovic, who was an MVP last year, who is like a point center. You got Aleksej Pokusevski, who's a 7-foot. I don't even know if you can put him in a box and label him by a position. And Jovic is kind of similar. I mean, he can make plays for others. He's, unlike Pokusevski, he does have a pretty nice frame on him. I think he has a strong base, a little bit more physical, puts the ball in the basket at a high rate, averaged about 18 points a game at the under-18s. I want to say he averaged 17 points a game last season playing in Serbia. He can dribble, he can shoot, he can pass. Even though his shooting numbers aren't bad, I think his efficiency could be a little bit higher, simply because he has a tendency to take some tough shots. I'm on record of saying that he has a little bit of Jason Tatum in his game. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he plays this season. I had a conversation with Chad Ford, who's like, the NBA scouting guru. Had a conversation with Chad, and Chad said, based off of what he's heard from NBA teams, a lot of teams are divided. Some have him as the top 10 pick, some have him as mid to late first round. So curious to see where he ends up going and how he ends up playing this season. If he can have a season that is similar to what he had last year, or even how he played at the under-19s, then I think he could end up being a top 10 pick.